Um, so I always grew up in the church. I, grew up with godly parents who were very important in my spiritual growth, who really encouraged, our that we made our faith our own. So I accepted Jesus as my Savior when I was 7 years old. I got baptized a few months later, and I've been a Christian. I've never really questioned my faith or anything. So when I got asked to share my Jesus story, I'm like, well, I kind of have a boring one, I never was saved from a terrible life of sin or anything like that. But I realized that thought is really wrong, because that thought minimizes what God has done in my life and minimizes the amazing gift of grace that Jesus provided for us. It minimizes the sinful nature that I have, as well as everyone else on this world, that we are not capable of saving ourselves from, no matter what. So even though I've been a Christian, pretty much my whole life, and have never not believed in God, I still need a Savior just as much as anyone else. And there's been times in my life where I've been not as involved in the church, and I definitely know how important it is to have people in your life who are good spiritual leaders who can help you grow in your faith, because it's definitely easy to become stagnant. So even if you're not questioning your faith, it's so easy to become stagnant in your faith if you're not being pushed forward. I think if anyone can relate to my story, who think, okay, maybe, my salvation isn't as interesting of a story or whatever, my biggest encouragement to you is it's still amazing grace that we've been given. And I would just encourage you to make sure you find a spiritual leader that you're really close to, who can keep you accountable, who can help you grow in your faith. The other thing I would say is make sure you always have a church home. Even after you go to college, even after you move far away to a different state, different city, make sure you always seek out that church home, because it's so difficult to find. It's hard work, but it's so worth it. It makes a huge difference in your walk with Christ.